And I want to make sure that everybody looking at me knows one thing. Take it as the gospel.
気合十分ですね。
そうですね。非常に落ち着いてますね。
はい。おっと、チャンピオンのブルーザー・ブロディが。
Bruiser Brody, born Frank Goodish on June 18, 1946, was a formidable and enigmatic professional wrestler who left an indelible mark on the world of professional wrestling during the 1970s and 1980s. Towering at 6 feet 8 inches and weighing over 300 pounds, Brody was a menacing force inside the squared circle, known for his wild mane of hair, unbridled intensity, and unorthodox brawling style. Standing at 6 feet tall as a teenager, Bruiser Brody began playing at West Texas State University, where he met his longtime friend and future tag team partner, Stan Hansen. Another teammate who introduced him to professional wrestling was the legendary Terry Funk. Super Bowl winner Mercury Morris was another player on the team. After a tryout with the Washington Redskins, he eventually transitioned to professional wrestling through Ivan Putski, who he met while working out in the gym. He later trained under Fritz von Erich as well as the veteran Bob Orton Jr., the father of current WWE superstar Randy Orton. As far as training goes, the only things I came across were an old training video from Japan, which shows Brody getting ready at home for his match against Antonio Inoki, as well as some old training logs. Due to his busy traveling schedule, which was far more grueling in the 1980s and 1970s, he usually trained between 2 and 4 times a week, with 2 times being more common. Bruiser split his training up into upper body and lower body days. Surprisingly, he did not use weights most of the time for his lower body exercises, which usually consisted of 400 to 500 bodyweight squats followed by 400 to 500 bodyweight step-ups. The high repetition squats were especially popular in the Japanese dojo system and are still practiced today, even though there are more effective ways to train the legs. The last time we saw the step-ups was with Paul Ellering, who did them for an hour straight. On his upper body days, Brody trained compound movements like barbell and dumbbell bench presses, rows, lat pull-downs, and overhead presses, sprinkled in with some accessory movements like lateral raises or arm exercises. Sets were usually around 3 to 8 per exercise or 8 to 12 per body part, which is actually great advice when training for size. The reps were not written down and the weights were on the lighter side. I'm just speculating here, but my guess is that he preferred to do lighter weights for higher reps, perhaps with conditioning and wrestling in mind. From the training material we have, his form is actually excellent, especially on the back exercises. It is also worth mentioning that the strength in the gym and the strength in the ring are sometimes different. As far as his diet goes, the only evidence I found are old pictures, where he seems to focus on a higher protein intake with vegetables mixed in, as here and there some beers. He was also a frequent customer of the Ribera Steak House here in Tokyo, a famous place for pro wrestlers and fighters from around the world, where he received a jacket and had his picture put on the wall. If you are in the Tokyo area, I highly recommend visiting this legendary place, with the wall full of pictures from the present and past. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to see how Bruiser's opponent Rick Rude trained in the gym, click here.